Since it's starting to get late here in Seattle, Washington, and my voice is getting rough, and I'm gonna have to make dinner soon, I thought this would probably be a good place to stop for now with my Have You Ever video channel uploads. And I've decided I think it's best to be described as the origins of psychiatry with the brain, the mind, and the body. And I don't plan on doing any other activity than a philosophical kind of theory. Because when it gets down to it, it's like history. Great. Let's learn from it. Let's get better. Let's be safer. Let's be healthier. Let's have better families and better foods and keep on living. So you have these psychological descriptions for how people understand themselves as humans. And then the world connects to the mind, or maybe just to the brain. We see, we we have awareness, we pay attention, we speak in the world, and our bodies move in the world. Right now, just a hand. But what I'm doing with my hands is in the world. Earth. What we've called a planet. And the only reason I haven't been pessimistic so far with what I've learned with my studies for the last 10 years has to do with our freedom from this world. And how someone in the desert in Africa and someone in a coronavirus restricted China still has a world. Nobody yet has said, except the Nazis and other bloody, dirty, disgusting regime, political leaders who can make a whole video about them and the Holocaust and taking away the world from a human and saying, no more world, we'll put you in this world temporarily and then we will destroy you. So that they can have more of a world and have less of the religion and less of what those people who were Jewish were doing to the world. What the Nazis believed was incomprehensible. You got to get rid of all of them. One of my favorite philosophers of all time, Walter Benjamin, he wrote a book called The Arcades Project, and my favorite professor in college, Kaveh Asghari, always talked about it. He said, man, not man, he was part Iranian, so he spoke Arabic mostly, or Persian. Persian, that sounds horrible, but he spoke Persian. He studied Iranian films and studied silent films and did film history stuff. Wrote a book finally, I think, and I think because I haven't gotten it yet, but it's on my list of resources eventually, just for like personal stuff, just to kind of wrap up my undergraduate because I studied with him for film, and gave me the thinking ability I do to just go way far and then stretch back and to understand hardships and to know when the limit's been reached. So we know these limits have been reached. I already got off topic with Kaveh and what we did in film and stuff, because it's a better world than these kinds of people gave other humans. Kaveh's family had to leave Iran and move to Florida, I think he said, when he was little, and couldn't go back. He went back, I think, and studied and did some stuff with film, but his family had to leave during the revolution. And people died during those decisions. They're trying to have a socialist revolution right now in Seattle. Bernie Sanders for president. They want to just build, solve, and get together, and say, well, we'll have nothing to worry about afterwards. Everyone's got Medicare, you don't have to worry about school. You just go there. You can be high on drugs. You get free tuition. Who cares? It doesn't matter because it's free. Pessimistically, drugs and stuff, but understanding the origins of psychiatry, I think, start to help fit some of this descriptiveness of the different parts of what can make an easier connection for a person with their brain, their body, and then hopefully eventually their mind, if that's not what their goal is at first. So you've had these, we've all had these stuff because we're all here on Earth, in this world, Some people are more fortunate to go outside of this kind of world I'm in now, in my home, where they can just walk around and, know how to interact and not be autistic and get disoriented and confused and not have diplopia and get overloaded with, sensory stuff. And they're cool, but I don't like being around drugs, and I don't like around drug addict dealers, and especially I don't like prostitutes. I don't like guns. I don't like knives. I don't like people who are out to figure out awareness and attention for the benefit of their social part of thinking. Trying to make a natural occurrence like social activity into something that you can understand in language and in even some sort of physical object like a brain map. I was in a home one time, and then I'll start the second part after the story. I was in a home one time, and what I think initially freaked me out about Bernie Sanders was, to be fair, for privacy concerns, the dad was, a dad, the mom was a mom, but no names. But I never signed any disclosure stuff, so I can say freely about some of the experiences I've had with families and nannying, because it's been eye-opening. He had worked in a school previously, stopped working, did, some stuff for money. His wife worked and had 2 sweet kids. Lots of energy, good enough house, car, and, the normal day-to-day stuff. They had what they needed. Food in the kitchen, more food than some other families I've been with. But the dad, when the childcare got further along, and after Donald Trump got elected president, put up these Bernie Sanders signs, had a Bernie Sanders like construction hat, and then had maps in his dining room where their table is, and they, I think, had turned it into an art area. So that was where the kids did art also, and maybe they didn't eat there, but it was definitely like a artistic area with supplies and stuff, and had these maps up that looked like he was like strategizing, and was just kind of jarring because I couldn't figure out, well, why in that part of the house, right in the, that was the centerpiece of their living space, was these maps, and he was trying to figure out politics and how to go and get people to vote for his candidate, and whoever or whatever else. I don't know, I didn't look too closely, I just saw them and went, oh goodness graciousness.